Good evening, everybody. My name is Vanessa McDonough, and I come here tonight with a deeply disturbing issue. I feel violated by actions of some of your officers. I now fear for my life and safety, as well as that of my family. While retaliating against my husband for his disputes with the city, Homestead officers have targeted me by publishing my name, address, occupation, and place of work online. Then they crossed all lines of decency and violated Florida law by sexually harassing me online to the point of cyber stalking and committing criminal defamation against me. The screenshots that I just provided to each of you are from the website LEOAFFAIRS.com. There are repeated instances of untrue, disturbing, and downright vulgar statements being made about me. I had initially intended to come here and read some of these statements aloud to you, for the effect to see how vulgar they are. But verbalizing these statements could be misinterpreted as being disorderly, and I do not wish to be the next person trespassed or arrested for attending these meetings. So I hope instead you can take a few minutes to read through what I have provided to you. Keep in mind that these packets show only a fraction of the 130 plus comments made about me and my family on that website. And again, I warn you, they are graphic and vulgar, and of course 100% untrue. As you review these screenshots, I hope that you, like me, are shocked that officers that have sworn to serve and protect this community are attacking an innocent person in this manner. Mayor Porter, please consider how you would feel if these awful things were said about your wife. And Chief Roll, would you tolerate these challenges to your wife's chastity? So my purpose for coming here tonight is to make you aware of this situation, if you are not already aware of these atrocious statements online. And I'm requesting the following. First, I would like a proper investigation to determine who in your department made these comments. Secondly, I need a guarantee that those involved will be properly disciplined so that similar attacks will not occur in the future. And lastly, I'm going to file an official complaint and criminal charges against those individuals responsible. I'll be providing the full packet of my complaint and evidence tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Section of the meeting, I'll open up that right now. I've got a card from Mr. Chauncey Brown. Is Mr. Brown here? I need left. Mr. Matthew Oakley. We got a 3 minute time.
Very good. Greetings, Mayor, council members, fellow citizens. I'd like for you to please listen closely to a little thing I have here.
When people bring stuff to me, I don't care how mad it is, how serious it is, I'm going to address it. If I find one of my guys retaliating on somebody in this community, he's history. He's out of the door. I don't play that, and it's wrong.
That was Chief Roll. I don't play that. It's wrong. By your inaction and that of Chief Roll's, you have allowed, if not ordered, the continued retaliational events against Dr. McDonough and now his wife, both in the locker room and the office, and now on the internet for the whole world to see. Shame on you. Furthermore, let's have another listen.
We also recognize that this amazing country that we live in allows the citizenry to come up and say whatever they want for the most part. And God bless America for that, because that's what we love most about this country. The fact of the matter is, we glorify democracy by hearing this and sitting here and be patient and letting our fellow citizens say what they want to say. And the reason why this chambers is so beautiful is because in this chambers, we celebrate democracy. We glorify the system that we have here. The idea that elected officials, the people's representatives, sit on this dais and hear from the people that brought them here and put them here, and that they represent the idea that people can come here and say what they want.
The people can come here and say what they want. By your actions, among which trespassing Dr. McDonough and Mr. Hill, and any others you may do in the future, you have perpetrated what is considered prior restraint, which is the most serious and least tolerable of all intrusions upon the First Amendment, as found by our Supreme Court in Nebraska Press Association versus Stewart ruling. And by doing so, you've both contradicted your own words and you've failed to respectably uphold your oath of office. Shame on us for letting you get away with that. On another note, I travel by the City Hall about 4 times a day, every single day, and I can count on one hand the times I have seen even one police cruiser parked in the parking lot out there. And that's in the past 28 days. But every council meeting, there usually is, now tonight's an exception, but there usually is so many police vehicles out there in the lot that citizens have no place to park. They're parking in the restaurant over there or in the other parking lot across the street. So in my not so humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen, change is coming. And maybe sooner than you think. So don't any of you guys get too comfortable in those chairs up there. And I might add a reminder.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ms. Rosemary Burchett? Perry? Is that Perry?
Good evening, everybody. Mark Perry, 32325 Southwest 199th Court, Homestead, Florida.
Thank you.
It's a little quieter here tonight. Dr. McDonough, well, one of the Dr. McDonoughs isn't here. I hate that I'm standing up here. This city council, the city does a lot of good stuff. The police department does a lot of good stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of great officers in this department. You've silenced Eric, at least in this forum for now. Unfortunately, what's been created by the lack of attention to this issue and the vindictive manner in which it's been handled by at least the police department, if not other employees of the city. You've created a whole lot more of us. We're paying attention. We're not speaking usually. We're not here. Most of them are home with their families right now. We're watching this. We're watching how it's being done. And we're losing trust. We're losing trust in our police department. We're losing trust in the city council. I'm going to leave that at that for now. The more important part is what Vanessa already talked about. I can't imagine. Vanessa's too decent of a person to read what she handed out. I can't imagine anyone sitting here, male, female, would be okay with that. If it's officers, let's just say it's not, but evidence points to the fact that it's officers. It's in the Homestead. They have a lot of details. I can't imagine, Mayor. I've seen you out with, and you know, it would be great if you'd look up once in a while. It's really pretty disrespectful to your citizens. I can't imagine I've seen you out with your wife, your lovely wife. I can't imagine you tolerating somebody saying that. Can't imagine what would happen if I walked up to Chief Roll when he was out with his family and said that kind of thing. If it was your daughters, if it was your wives, your mothers, whatever. The attitude that's been posted on there, again, may or may not be a police officer, that it's fair game because Eric's gone after one of their jobs. So family and children are fair game. If I go out and shoot an officer, does that mean I should expect that they go to my house, kick in the door, shoot my children, kill my dog, kill my wife? It's a horrible attitude. It's not what we expect from public servants. It's not. We hold officers to a higher standard. I get it when somebody gets mad. They do stupid things. We don't expect that from officers. The things written in here, the things they're writing, if they're really from police officers, I expect you guys to follow up. I expect you to root it out and deal with it, whether it's in public or behind the scenes. I got 41 seconds left. I better start reading. I'll skip the part I already addressed. So I'll start because of Merguido's seizure for Merguido sticking his blank deep into the lovely Vanessa and giving her a good blanking. He will probably claim excessive force. However, Vanessa gave consent, which she never withdrew. Therefore, no civil rights violations. I'm going to run out of time. I hope you guys read it. I'm not going to have time to read it. It's only a few of the comments of 130. Take the time, read it. Mayor, read it. It really doesn't belong in this form anyway. I checked to make sure there weren't kids.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Elizabeth Miller? Just your address for the record, please.
My name is Elizabeth Miller. I live at 3424 Northeast 1st Street, Homestead. My husband is Steve Miller, a pastor at Core Community Church. He was glad to come at your request 2 months ago to serve you by praying over you. We pray for you often, and we care deeply for Homestead. It's why we moved here 5 years ago. I was a bright-eyed, optimistic white woman with nothing but trust and goodwill towards those who carry a badge and those who govern us. Today, I stand before you with a guarded heart because I have learned over the years that this power that was granted to you to serve Homestead has been violated. There is no excuse for that. Any violation of rights by those who carry badges cannot be simply canceled out by other good deeds. There must be accountability and taken responsibility for such misdeeds. Isn't this how we truly become men and women of character? Respect cannot be demanded, but it does come easily when it is earned. Do nothing to impede our trust. Your good deeds, which you have done, do not make up for your unlawful deeds. I have been witness to many of my friends being treated unfairly and with prejudice simply for looking a certain way or for championing a particular cause. A couple years ago, I was entrenched in trying to help eight Haitian children on our street who were being greatly neglected and abused. I called the police countless times, and I was grateful for their response, but discouraged by their words when they said, "This is how these kinds of people live. They will take advantage of you. You're putting your family in danger. Oh, you're the one who likes black people. I'll help you because you seem like a nice woman, but you are wasting your time." How any child is considered a waste of time and incriminated for the sins of their caregiver is despicable. And on that same note, I want to thank Vice Mayor, who is not here, for quickly responding to my post regarding the children crossing Campbell Drive without a proper crosswalk and a sidewalk connecting to the neighborhood to the charter school at Waterstone, along with the lack of a school zone speed limit. It's incredible. I want this city to do well. I want to cheer you on. So please fight for what is good. Rather than leaving a legacy of lavish buildings, let's leave a legacy of transparency, of trust, of justice, of selfless agendas that would protect the children, the poor, and the disenfranchised that crowd our city. This city has funds to put cameras on these officers that cannot afford not to.
Thank you. Thank you. Carlos Perez.
Yes, good evening. My name is Chris Lewison, 2728 Northeast 3rd Court. I'm here in support of the McDonough family. These are decent people. I go to church with them, and it really hurts me to see them suffer through what is being characterized as injustice. And what I've seen, I just would like, everyone in this council to really listen to them, and as a community, that's those elected officials, the police department, and the citizens, we have to work together to make Homestead a wonderful place for our families and our children and for future generations. Now is the time. I mean, we have an opportunity here to turn things around. Let's take the train in a different direction and do the right thing. And I've been here 15 years in Homestead, and I've seen a lot of things, a lot of growth, a lot of people, a lot of influx of people, and that has changed Homestead somewhat. But I loved it when it was more of a small town feel, and some folks remember it from way back before that. But but with a small town comes a sense of family, a sense of belonging, a sense of community, and we work together, we live together. A lot of us work, or live right here in Homestead. A lot of people don't get in the car and head north on the turnpike. So we have to make this place wonderful for our families. I'm repeating myself, but that's really important. It's really important, and let's be nice and fair to each other, treat each other with respect. And just work together to make this a better place. And You know, I do appreciate what the police department has done for us. You know, I have friends and family of friends who are on the police department, you know, we just need to not be on opposite sides of issues. We need to be working together to solve the problems, and not allow things to get out of control. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Curtis Cooper.